missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a brand new client who came in and she was wanting some gray blending. You can see she's done some previous highlights and she's also been doing some sort of base color in between her old highlights, as you can see, and she just doesn't love the way that it's been fading out. She feels like she could be fading out a little bit more ashier and that the highlights are just not light enough and complementing her. And so today we're going to work on trying to lift her hair, adding some more highlights and have something that is going to match her gray pattern a little bit nicer. So when this does grow out, it is a little bit softer. You don't really see much of a line like we do as of right now. So since she has that permanent color from what I can see in between her highlights, I wanted to be super careful and try to get something that was going to lift very well. So as I'm going through my signature placement, which is right now I'm detailing the hairline, I want to make sure that I'm taking very thin sections because she does have coarser hair. So on top of just her hair just being darker, she has that darker permanent color too that we got to eat through, so it's gonna take a bit for it to lighten up and all of that. So I want to make sure that my sections are nice and see-through so I get a really clean, even lift, because this is going to be quite the challenge. So one of the main reasons why I feel like this doesn't really blend in with her natural gray that's coming in is because you can see that stark line of demarcation right there. As her hair is kind of clipped up, you can kind of see that her roots are actually a bit lighter than the ends. And typically for hair, what looks more natural is when the ends are lighter than the root. But in her case, her roots, because of how much gray she has, it kind of looks a little bit lighter than the ends. And that's kind of why she's kind of feeling like it's not blending very well. So today I want to make sure that I add enough highlights so that she feels like her ends are gradually a little bit lighter and so that this grows in softer. The other thing I do want to mention is that I talked her into not doing a permanent color in between her highlights because I want this to grow out really soft. I explained to her during the consultation that the reason why her roots feel like it's not really blending is because she's been putting the color in between her highlights. And so I explained that just doing the highlights will help blend that gray a little bit more and give her the softest grow out compared to if I were to put color in between those highlights, because adding in even a permanent color just to like darken those areas, when the roots grow in, if they are lighter still, then she'll still see a little bit of a line of demarcation. But if we add more lightness to it, it just kind of blends in a lot better. So in the end, I always try to convince my clients to kind of steer away from putting any type of color in between the highlights if they can get away with it. And yeah, so I was also trying to think of something that was going to last the longest, and I just find doing that lasts longer. She did travel out of state to come see me, so I was just trying to think of something that was going to have the best longevity and just fade out the best. So in my signature technique, I am doing a center parting mohawk section, and right here in the front hairline, I did a weave. The rest, everything behind this is pretty much slices because I want to have the most impactful placement with my sections because we are going through this quite fast. I would say that this took me about maybe 45 minutes to an hour to foil. She has a ton of hair, even though it might not seem like it on camera. And so since she has bangs here, I just did a few weaves and then kind of continuing my slicing pattern to kind of connect that front and back. And then some of the things that I'm considering as I'm picking out my slices is I want to try and pick up the pieces that are the darkest. So as I'm going through and slicing, I do find that some pieces have a bit of more darker color in it. and so I want to try and get rid of those as much as possible. So right here, right at the top where she parts her hair, I did notice she did have a few white patches, so I am going in with a Demi only in the part line. So I'm only going just like wherever she parts her hair to kind of blend in that gray just a tiny bit, but the rest of the head I'm really not putting anything else in her hair. And for her Demi gloss that's going to be blending in those really white patches, I am just using a level 6 natural, and when I put her under the heat, this is going to help blend it, but it is going to fade out a little bit. It's still going to fade out like a natural highlight. It's not going to look super white like she is now, but at least it'll kind of camouflage those areas a little bit more. And sometimes when I'm going through the hair, I will change my mind depending on how white of a patch it is. If it's more than, I would say, 80% gray, then I might do the patch of gray blending, but it really depends on the client. She had certain areas that were just super white, and if I didn't add it, it would look a little bit harsh. So I just wanted something that was going to be super soft. I never really do this with dip permanent color. I usually will do it with a Demi. And then again, for my lightener, I'm using the Danger Jones powder lightener. This has 9+ levels of lift, and I do a first bowl of 5 volume and 20 volume, and then for the rest of the head, I am just using 20 volume. So here on the sides, I am continuing that slicing pattern, actively trying to pick out those dark strands that go from root to end, and then just trying to actively search for white patches that may need some Demi. And then I will say for the Demi, when you do it for gray blending, it doesn't really fully cover those gray patches or anything like that. It just makes it, kind of gives it a very sheer translucent coverage where you can still kind of see it, but it doesn't look totally white. And when it fades, sometimes it can completely fade out, and sometimes it can just kind of fade out a little beigey. So here is what her foils look like once they were ready to be processed. So some of them lifted a little bit uneven just because she has that permanent color, and some of it did lift pretty evenly, but for the most part we tried to get her to a nice clean level 9 and 10 if possible. Of course, if some of it lifted uneven, then I kind of just go with whatever whichever piece reaches to the lightest part and then just kind of tone it down. We were looking to do something very more so on the darker side of a gray tone, so I wasn't too worried about having some pieces that were a little bit on the warmer side. I did explain to her in her consultation that it was a process and she might not get as light as she may have wanted, so we are doing something that was going to be a little bit darker just to try and get rid of some of that warmth that's in her hair. So for her root formulation, we did a level 6 ash, which is more on the blue side as far as color and tone. And then for her formulation on the mids and ends, I am using a rapid toner, and we're doing a majority of it violet with some silver in it to kind of give it more of a deeper tone. And I am going to be leaving this on for the full processing time because, again, she does have some sections that lifted a little bit warmer than others, so I want to have this toner on for the full processing time so that we get the most out of it and it covers most of that warmth as much as possible. And again, too, because she did travel out of state, I want this toner to last her as long as possible as well too, because I'm not really sure when the next time I'm going to be seeing her, but I will definitely show her all the products that I recommend so that she can try and maintain this tone at home. Alrighty guys, so here is the finished look. You can see that this blends out so beautifully. It's not super gray. I would say that even though we did a full head of gray blending, everything looks still more on the softer side. I know that when this fades out, it will fade on the blonder side, but she can help maintain the tone with some purple shampoo at home. But overall, this looks a lot better than what she came in with, and I feel like this is going to grow in a lot softer. Obviously, over time, when she does come back in for her next session, I will be trying to pick up some more lighter pieces to kind of help blend in, because she did have a lot of white patches mostly around her hairline and where she parts her hair. So I kind of want to get her to a place where she can steer away from doing that Demi in certain areas, so that everything just kind of blends out extremely soft. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.